Hey guys, what's up? Name's Jason, communications major, journalism minor. I'm here to talk to you about the Diet Coke and their new flavor. Create a SWOT company analysis and just share some of the ad suggestions that I have. So let's just get right into it. Some of Coke's strengths, specifically starting, they advertise really well. Diet Coke advertises it just as well as Coke. They have really good branding. You see a lot of their branding out there. It's, I mean, you're gonna see it everywhere. You see it during the Super Bowl, World Series, NBA Finals, major sporting events is when Coke and Pepsi, um, are out there the most. Um, which brings me to some of their weaknesses is that sometimes they aren't as good at advertising as Pepsi is, but then vice versa, they might have one ad that goes above and beyond over Pepsi. Um, but just strictly Pepsi because that's one of their main competitors. They're always bouncing back and forth. They always have the ads that are they'll jaw back and forth. This just shows that they're two of the biggest companies in the world, and they're both their strengths. They both use each other's strengths, and they both try and capitalize on each other's weaknesses. I went through and looked at Diet Coke's Facebook page, and they actually haven't posted any time recently. It's been about since February since the last time they posted, and it just seems weird because that's when the cans came out, the new flavors, and it seems a little weird that they haven't posted since then. However, they may want people just to enjoy it without them pushing it on them, which some companies like to do that, some don't. Let me just read a comment because they get back to their comments really quick, but sometimes they're not the best comments. They try and be witty, but sometimes it might come off as sarcastic to the wrong person. But somebody said, those new flavors are disgusting. Don't change a good thing. Diet Coke just for the taste of it. And Diet Coke responded, that's cool. Not all taste buds were born with a sense of adventure. And don't worry, we didn't change the Diet Coke you know and love. So like some people, they might think that's funny, witty, but sometimes that might come off as sarcastic and somebody sees that and they're like, wow, this came from a company? But anyways, moving on. So the opportunities that Diet Coke has is that they can use leverage from Coca-Cola, which I think is big because they can bounce off anything off the big man idea. They can use it in their idea. They can advertise more since they're with Coca-Cola. Like maybe smaller too. They could buy out their competition. But I think Coke and Coca-Cola are one and the same, but they're trying to get their own brand recognition. That's two things. So other threats that Diet Coke has is health conscious people don't like to drink Diet Coke. They say Diet Coke is actually worse than regular Coke, but I see people clean their car batteries with regular Coke, so I don't know how that goes. People like to maybe they'll just substitute it straight for fruit juice, go to apple juice or orange juice or other stuff that may have more sugar, but or less sugar if they go like the diet route, but just doesn't have that like aspartame or the carbonation which is bad for you. Main competitors are obviously Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, just the whole Pepsi ads, and then I used Google Trends to compare Coke, Diet Coke, Pepsi, and Diet Pepsi. Coke is on top, and then Pepsi, which are the two obviously the most talked about. And then you got Diet Coke, and then you got Diet Pepsi. And Diet Coke actually spiked when the new the new flavors came out. It actually spiked, and it created a spike in not just theirs, but Coke's as well. So they're working off each other. So two ads suggestions that I have are one being specifically towards millennials. Actually, they're both specifically towards millennials because that's what we're going for. And to get millennials on Facebook. One is just a picture, a really eye-grabbing picture with a Diet Coke. And you put these words on it, and it says Diet Coke is dope AF. So the old generations be like, dope AF? What's that mean? So then they go get their grandson, granddaughter, son, daughter. What is dope AF? And then they tell them, and they're like, wow, that's dumb. But then the kid's probably like, nah, that's actually good advertising because it's using the lingo that kids use nowadays. So that's one good strategy. Second good strategy is based in a college town, college university, in a classroom. Kid cracks a Diet Coke, like the feisty cherry Diet Coke. Everybody looks like, wow, where'd you get that? The doors open, Diet Coke machine right outside. You can get it anywhere. Dorm rooms, library, anywhere on campus. You can get that Diet Coke, and those two ads are basically towards millennials, and it might make them go, hey, we want to go get a Diet Coke now. And if it's just a video or a picture, it can be transferred elsewhere outside of just Facebook. And that's a big thing because Facebook isn't very millennial heavy. And that's one thing that they need to do is get off of Facebook more and onto other platforms. So I think that's about it. That wraps up this SWOT analysis of Diet Coke and their new flavors. I hope we touched all the points. So yeah, signing off. Jason Ortiz. Go Dodgers. World Series bound.